Welcome and thank you again for joining us for Chamber Talks. My name is Jason Strong, Director of the Fairfield Media Center, and I am with Mindy McAdams, Director of the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce. We joked way too much about messing up the intro that I hesitated.
And this is take two.
I was worried about me. Two.
So, but no, and we were just talking and explaining how whenever we mess up, we tend to roll with the punches. We make fun of one another and things like that. You know, just having a good time.
Informal.
Exactly, and giving you guys the information that you guys need to know. Speaking of which, the Chamber Chatter, go to fairfieldiowa.com, get signed up, stay in the know. You can get on your computer, on your phone, all sorts of stuff, and speaking of that, I saw ribbon cuttings. I saw the business after hours. I saw the candidate forum coming up. There's so many things going on. Why don't you fill us in?
This Saturday is the Harvest Rush, which is 150 riders from 5 states. That's what we had last year. They will be on the gravel roads and the level B roads. So if you live in the country in Jefferson or Van Buren County, or you're traveling there, pay attention, slow down, watch for bikers. I believe they will be going over by where the Symmetry Music Festival will be having their great time this weekend. So that's going on. If you want to go have all of the fun morning, noon, and night, you definitely want to go there. We have the business after hours ribbon cutting grand opening for the barbershop on Broadway
who we just had on our last Chamber Talk.
That's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be there.
It's a 4 to 8 event. 4 to 6 of that is considered business after hours, but they've got some pretty cool things happening. They're gonna have food and drink and a food truck and all of the things. So definitely come out to that.
One interesting thing that happened is my son went and scheduled a haircut at their place, and one of them popped in and goes, "Hey, I recognize your last name. I think we just did a podcast with your dad."
I love that. And then, yes, the Meet the Candidate Forum is October 15th. Now, there is a social time from 5 to 5:30 where all of the candidates on the ballot are invited to come. You can come ask them your questions in that format. And then at 5:30, we'll get started with the 3 mayoral candidates. And then there will be a half an hour where Superintendent Zach will talk about the bond referendum and give you all the facts and figures. Facts only. This is what this event is about. It is not a debate. It is for you to find out how the candidates feel and what the real deal is. And then after that, we will do the Ward 2 candidates. There are 2 gentlemen running for that seat. So from 5 to 8:15-ish, 8:30-ish, you know.
Get involved. This is your time to find out who's running and why they're running and be
an educated voter.
Exactly. Be an educated voter on the local government level.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And then shortly thereafter is the Manufacturers Appreciation Luncheon, which has been breaking records for years and will break records again this year. So watch for information about that. We're doing some change up there. We've got some pretty exciting news about who's going to be our keynote. So that's very exciting.
Awesome.
And then Halloween, tricks or treats.
And then Halloween. right at the end of the month.
It's just Halloween.
Which I believe
there's a Hy-Vee.
This is where I'm going to get a little confused.
I'm going to get messed up too. Business after hours at Hy-Vee is in the ender of the month. The ender part of the month. It's fine. It's like the almost last Friday. Watch Chamber Chatter. Next week we'll talk about it and I'll get the date right. It's been a long time. Barnyard Bash was the biggest Barnyard Bash we've ever had. We're guesstimating 1,500 people.
I unfortunately couldn't come because I was going out of town, but as I was driving by, there was a massive crowd of people out there.
I've never seen that many people in Jefferson County Health Center parking lot. And our gentlemen who were shuttling people back and forth, they shuttled people for an hour after the event to get them all back to their cars.
Oh, wow.
That's how many people were there. It was a great time. We were able to raise money for Girl Scouts and for the FFA kids, and we were able to raise money through the pie auction. It was a really great time. So,
well, we mentioned trick or treating. I know it's going to be, I believe, on Halloween.
Yes.
I'll flash the exact times and everything
I think
up on the
it's-
screen,
yep,
so
I'm not
we
gonna
don't
guess.
we don't mess them up. That way, you have all the correct information because it is at the end of the month.
maybe we'll have somebody from City Council or Melanie come over and talk about it.
That would
And all
be
the things
awesome.
happening in the government, in the local government, which is our topic for Leadership Fairfield on Tuesday.
Awesome.
All right. So my friend Lou is
Hello.
here from Ink Therapy.
Hello.
Oh, we like ink. It's okay.
Yes, I have had my fair share of ink done. Not finished yet, but
So Lou opened his
can talk.
second shop here in Fairfield.
That's right.
And he hosted business after hours when he first got going. We're going to look at getting another one because the
Yes.
rain was a little bit of a damper on his party.
Yes. We want to do a second one. We'd like to have you guys come out again. It'd be really nice.
But you have a pretty cool backstory about how you got into doing tattooing and just life in general.
Yeah, it's a long one. I've been doing professionally tattooing for about 15 years now. I've been in and out of it for about 30.
Wow. Did you start
So-
when you were 3?
No, we're not gonna say how old I am today, but I'm a lot older than that. But no, it's an amazing art form. The connection you have with people is just unreal.
You told me it's
changes you.
like being in therapy when you
Yes,
come in.
we look at it like it's tattoos medicine. Adi said that. That's one of the things that brought him into it. You know what I mean? Is he's into the healing and the medicine of it. You know what I mean? It's the oldest form of self-expression I think that humans even have. I mean, maybe before cave writing and drawings. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of the ways we've learned how to customize ourselves before we really started doing most self-expression.
Absolutely.
I think it's a major thing in humankind.
And you have it's a family-owned business for
Yes.
you.
Yes.
'Cause you
Children. My daughter tattoos me.
Yeah. And you have a location in Ottumwa.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's we're in transferring that out.
Yep.
So that's something that's going to be. We're phasing out of that and mainly moving operation to Fairfield is what we're doing.
Going to be full-time in Fairfield.
Yes, we love it here.
All right, so tell me
Absolutely.
how you got into tattooing. Tell me about Detroit. I know your whole story.
Well,
I
not
can
that real.
tell it, but
it's not a pretty story, you know what I mean, but it's a realistic story. I grew up in Detroit, late 80s, early 90s, a lot of gangs, you know what I mean? That was the culture that I grew up around. So that was kind of who I started tattooing on first. And I didn't really look at it like a job. I just loved art, and I was just trying to tattoo my friends and because they would show up with bad tattoos, and I'm like, what is that?
I might be able to do better than that.
No, I absolutely was like, yeah, I can fix that for you. You know what I mean? And I just kind of fell in love with it. It's provided for my family. It changed my life. I mean, it turned my whole life around. I was in some bad positions early on in my life, and it completely flipped that upside down for me. Once I leaned into it and gave it the chance, and you know what I mean, it just took off from there.
And your shop is beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so you talked about your apprentice.
Yes, Adi.
And so tell me how his work is different from your work.
Well, everyone's work's different, obviously. Absolutely. Everyone has their own pace of art and their own styles and, you know what I mean, degrees of levels of where they're at. Adi has his own unique style. He's been here in Fairfield for 6 years. He's from California originally. And so he brings in that Fairfield touch to it because he's been here. He's part of you guys' community pretty much. It's kind of why I seeked him out and found him, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I got to put my finger on the pulse of the city. And Adi is one of those people that really expresses Fairfield.
Absolutely.
I think so, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So in order for me to what's the word I'm looking for? Integrate into this town, I have to be with like-minded people. You know what I mean? And Adi is one of those people.
And you really want to give back to our community, which is what
Yes.
I really adored
Every
when
community.
you told your story.
I've been doing this for years. Growing up the way that we grew up, we didn't have a lot. So I'm always trying to help. And I remember growing up to where sometimes it was like, where's the help at? Where, how are we going to make it? How are we going to get food? You know what I mean? And I just don't want no kids to feel like that ever again. You know what I mean? So if I'm around and someone's feeling like that, I think it's my job as a man to step up and fix that.
Yeah, and you really want your art to be able to help with some of those fundraising things.
Yeah. So I'm not the richest guy. I would give everything I had away if I could. You know what I mean? But in order to make things work, I have to work with the community. Yep. So the way I can do it is to do these tattoo specials and stuff like that, and then we raise money that way. So if anyone out there's listening and they have something that they want to try to do, a project with me or something, we can get together and we can raise money. I'm always game for that. I love kids. I'm always trying to help kids in some kind of way. You know what I mean? I mean, we got a farm for this reason.
I was going to say.
I wasn't expecting to come to Fairfield when we did that. Yeah. And I came to Iowa and I became a farmer. So I went from Detroit streets to Iowa farms.
It's a little bit of a difference in culture and
concrete jungle to the Iowa jungle.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Surrounded by corn and soybeans.
Oh, absolutely, miles of it, and it changes you. I can't explain unless you've lived in a big city. To go from that to that is a very big extreme, and I had to have a lot of faith in God to get there. You know what I mean? And that's what led me there. That's why I'm there, and I'm trying to build this generational wealth and a place where I can produce food, and if it comes up and someone needs help, I'm able to do that.
Absolutely.
Without restrictions or someone stopping me or, you know what I mean? Like we get to do it on our terms. So we're building that, and that is a struggle. That's a tough one right now. That's beat me down a little bit, but I mean, nothing comes easy. You know what I mean? Like, so that's part of it, and I'm
farming
here for
is
it.
all about practice and repeat, right? So
failing and repeating,
and tweaking it. It's not failing; it's tweaking.
Well, you learn in failure. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is you learn in failure.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm okay
Thomas
with
Edison said he failed.
Fail forward
9,000 times or whatever
right.
before he
Absolutely.
got it right. So
and that's the attitude I have. I'm just a go do it, and I'm learning, so it's a fight. And if anybody wants to contribute to that, please get in touch with me.
He's always looking for farming advice and
help and hands. Hands-on help is what I need mainly. Yes. And with that, we can do a lot. I mean, the Golden Magnolia is one of my goals. I want to produce enough food for them. You know what I mean? To have and pass out, which they have a lot of help, but I think we can add to that.
Absolutely.
And if we
it's
can't
a great cause.
if we can't do that, we can absolutely do it in other communities if we have to. So I mean, and if you have any families that are hungry or need anything, please reach out. That's very important to me.
We're all in this together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, and it works better when we all work together for sure.
So what kind of tattoos do you like to do? Because I know our tattoo guys kind of have this is what I really like to do. I'll do all the things, but this is what I really like to do.
I like everything, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's not much I like. I'm not big on writing sentences and paragraphs.
I don't want to do your quotes.
I don't want to do your 50-page quote, but everything else I'm game for. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love it all. I'm well-rounded when it comes to that.
Look them up on Facebook, Ink Therapy. You have some really great photos. You've done some really great cover-up work.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's taken a long time. I'm still learning every day. We bring in artists from other cities and states as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we have Charlene Coleman coming this weekend. She'll be doing some specials and doing some portrait work. I bring in people who specialize in certain tattoos from different areas. I've traveled the country with Ink Master. I toured all over. I worked with all these guys. So what I did when I was working with them, I was networking, and I have a list of people that I like to rotate in and out of the shop.
That's awesome.
Yeah, to keep it, because we have amazing local artists. There's tons of great artists in Ottumwa, Fairfield, Burlington, all these places, great artists. Iowa has some very good artists. But we like to switch it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Bring in new people, new faces.
Well,
Because everyone has someone they like to get along with
Absolutely.
or someone they prefer.
Well, in every business, they do refreshes and things like that, so they don't become stagnant.
Yes.
And that seems like the perfect platform.
Yeah, it keeps us in
that.
rotation. You know what I mean? And I got to keep the young blood in there so I can keep hip. I lose it sometimes. I'm getting old. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's cool no more or whatever. Just joking. I'm still cool, but just
He's only 3.
yeah.
Do men ever really grow up?
Yeah,
though? Come on.
I'm a tattoo artist. None of us are grown up. You know what I mean? I was the guy yelled at in school for drawing on the desk. You know what I mean? What are you doing?
I was the same way.
I'm gonna be a tattoo artist when I grow up.
So right now you're open by appointment. So you
Yes,
can call and
appointment
get
only
book
for
an
now.
appointment. You can do it on the Facebook. There's their number. Look up the directory on Chamber on fairfieldiowa.com under tattoo. You'll find our friend.
Yes.
What else do you want people to know about how cool you are?
Well, we were talking about something today, and I really wanted to bring it up on here. We want to do some portraits or some murals in the city. I have a whole handful of artists that are ready to do this. I think we have a few areas in Fairfield that would benefit from some mural work.
There is a great new commission that the mayor has put together called the Public Art Commission, and they're working on kind of a master plan. And I know that murals will be a part of that conversation.
Yeah,
so we'll
that's
get you in
something.
contact
And
with them.
I'll give my time. The artists that I have ready will give their time. We got Chaz, we got Adi, and then there's another list of people, we'll
Absolutely.
put together soon. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to put something out into the public and kind of ask them what their opinion is too.
Yeah.
To see, if that's what the community wants.
Absolutely. Well, and
I
since,
think it would benefit.
since we just became a main street, there is going to be some improvements downtown, and I think that murals make perfect sense.
Yeah, I think the art it's something that I did in Detroit before we left that really made an impact on the city. I mean, the feeling you get when you see art, it just it makes you happier. You know what I mean? And if you got a dark concrete slab with just stuff growing all over it, not looking very good, it brings it down. But when you have something vibrant and beautiful to look at, it changes your mood.
Well, I was going to say, like you said, something that's not being necessarily kept. All of a sudden, you can make it beautiful, and it can be one of those things that you discover something where you wouldn't picture discovering something.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, these alleys, like making these alleys look beautiful. I mean, the business that's coming into this town. I mean, I am very impressed with the work you guys have done. Like, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
This is one of my favorite communities. I've been all over the place, and the way that Fairfield is, they really got it together when it comes to pulling people together and getting projects done, and that to me excites me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I know that something good's going to come out of this. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a path we're following here, and it's leading to something, and that's why things are working out for you guys. You put the hard work in, and it's going to start showing here, And I think with the like-minded people, we're all trying to get it done. And I'm part of it. If there's something that anyone out there has that I can add to help, please contact me. I'm willing and ready.
Perfect. It's also Fairfield First Fridays, and it's the running of the Wiener Dogs. So make sure you go to the square on Friday night and come to the business after hours. Thank you for being here.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Check out Lou, Ink Therapy. Go to the Chamber, fairfieldiowa.com directory. Get hooked up with him. If you've got an idea to help him with his farm, with his business, he wants to do stuff in the community.
I have the energy and
Yes.
the creative nature to be
Between you
to
and
get
those
this done.
the gentleman at the barber shop, y'all gonna run circles around me.
Well, we're ready. There's a few other guys in this community that are ready. So
Yeah.
I think that we can bring them together and get some things done for sure.
Absolutely.
And I would love to see that happen for sure.
Absolutely. So get signed up for Chamber Chatter, and we
Yes.
will see you next week.
Next
Thank you
week.
guys. Appreciate it. Have a good day.